No, start now. Live.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Green greetings to one and all present here. On behalf of Institution of Green Engineers, I welcome you all for Earth Day themed Our Power, Our Planet Conclave and Partners Meet of ABR, WRCA and OWR World Record Certified 55th Earth Day Indexed 4th edition of IGEN ENERGATHON 2025. Today, we come together not just as a professionals, leaders, students or citizens, but as stewards of the only home we have, our Earth. This year's theme is a powerful reminder of the connection between human potential and planetary health. Our power symbolizes the influence each of us holds to effect positive change through innovation, advocacy, education, and action. Our planet is our shared responsibility, a living system that supports all life, but one that now needs our urgent care and commitment. In this meet, we gather ideas, share solutions, and strengthen partnerships that can drive climate action, protect biodiversity, and promote sustainability. From clean energy transition to local conservation efforts, every voice matters and every initiative counts. We have 7 experts from different parts of the globe who are already working on different sustainable actions and creating awareness to younger generation. Each speaker talks about the importance of their themes, the action plan to be adopted, what policies and regulatory frameworks are needed to accelerate the adoption of clean energy technologies. Let today be more than a commemoration. Let it be the call to action. Let us listen, learn, and lead with purpose. Once again, I warmly welcome you all, and I look forward to the day filled with the inspiration, insight, and impact. Without much ado, I invite Dr. Ramesh, President of IGEN, to deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very wonderful evening, wonderful morning, and all the people across the globe, those who are watching the program in live, and it was very happy moment that SDG 17 always we pointed out partnership for the goals. So with the partnership, we can able to do lot of achievements. It was a happy note. So the one part is getting the partners. The next part is connecting the same partners for a couple of years is very, very tough. So, but today the partners, those who are connected us for traveling with us for last 3 years. It was a very wonderful moment having a very good relationship with like LM Global and Birjan ma'am. It was a very fantastic journey with you. On this occasion, I would like to thank Deepak, and through Deepak only I connected, and he is a very powerful person connecting the people across the globe. Very fantastic journey. Not only that journey, through the LM Global, we had come out with the partnership with the various programs in which one the JUC Awards, IGEN also part of that, and because of that, till now, 7 of our IGEN members got award and appreciation from through LM Global. It means that the cash award. It was very, very, so the people, the family in the particular home was very happy, stating that they received the award, and even one guy, he was very passionate that he want to create a account because he is going to receive the first award prize money like that. So that emotional thought which I am seeing that, and it was very happiness for that. So it means that we are doing something for the society. So that is what the happiness partnership play a very big role. Thank you so much for your partnership, ma'am. We will continue till our power, our planet, it is there. We will continue the journey. And on this occasion, I would like to thank another very big partners. That is Srividya, madam. So she is always passionate and always very supportive. So like that, we had a very good program which connected with EduGate Global. Presently, the very long week program is going on. That is for G20 International Summit. We have 4 or 5 partners, and not only that, a lot of initiative. So through the EduGate Global, till now, I hope around 100+ students participated as the speaker. that is a youth speaker. Around 60 to 70 professionals, faculty members participated as the youth, participated as a professional speaker. So it provided a lot of impact with the academic thing, because I am totally academic. So it created a lot of impact with that. So on that occasion, I would like to thank Srividya madam, because your support, your team, all the supports together, we are growing. It was a happy moment. And I'd like to thank our big thanking to Prithvi Grokar, our CEO and our friend P.S. Kumar sir. Sir is our Prithvi Grokar is our sponsor last year, this year. Not only that, sir is our mentor also. Always sir will pointed out a lot of things whenever we are missing something, whenever we are going little track against that, immediately sir call, Ramesh, you please change the poster, do this kind of actions like that. Thank you so much, P.S. Kumar sir, and for your motivation, for your support. Today we are moving towards a very good occasions, very good journey which we are coming out with. And I would like to, that is Renuka ma'am, GSFN. And I hope still I remember Water Day, madam. We invited madam through LinkedIn only. And so Water Day, madam as the chief guest. And so we had initially started the journey like that. And whenever we had another one event collaboration also. And the journey continues, and madam already communicated for the MOU, but we are delay in processing that. So we will do that and get it involved in all the activities what ma'am is doing, lot of activities. Thank you so much ma'am for your connectivity. And another very big thanking to Rania ma'am. So Rania ma'am also, I connected through our one of our director, very surprised. The Facebook I will open. Yes, Rania is talking to this community, the next community like that. In India, the most powerful speaker, Rania ma'am. It means that because my friends are there, lot of friends are there, no? So they will always text me that can you provide Rania ma'am contact so that we can able to give invite madam as the chief guest or madam as the invitation for the programs like that. So it means that so the volunteering is very important, because how much time madam is involving in this volunteering without your money, that is very important. Not only madam, all are volunteering without any single money. But the whenever we can able to see lot of program, ma'am, super ma'am, so you are doing lot, and I am happy that you told that you are going to come to Chennai ISRO very soon. So very soon we are going to meet together. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm very happy to welcome our Ramamurthy, Ramu, Dakshinamurthy Ramu. He is the founder of Sustainable Development Council, and maybe 1 year relationship we are having. And I'm very happy that two of our partner is already with the consultative status ESCO certification, like LM Global and Sustainable Development Council. Two of the partners having the UN ground pass. That is a very happy moment for us. And IGEN also planning to apply. Already, this is a maybe May last is the last date. We are going to apply for that. So that status organization, it is very tough, and Ramu is doing a lot of good. Very recently, Ramu and team conducted a football match, STG football match. That when Ramu taken that ball and kept a picture, it looks very nice. That because STG logo in the football, it is a different concept. So not only that, lot of activities. Very coming 21 in Bangkok, the program is there. Maybe he will tell more about the United Nations related activities when during his presentation, so that the students and professionals watching there, they can able to know. And he is one of the award winner also in the UN. Very happy, Ramu. So your connectivity, you all know this is what actually the major team, those which you all are seeing with IGEN connectivity. And thank you, Ramu. And another happy news, Deepak. Deepak, I think Deepak is traveling.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm here.
Right. Deepak, it was very thank you so much, Deepak, because you were in kickstart your initiative only. IGEN is traveling in a very good path. Still, I remember 3 years back you had connected with us, and after that we had a long relationship. That with you only now, IGEN is part of United Religious Initiative. We had a cooperation circle called IGEN Vijayar Green Circle. So because of you, not only that, because of you, you are seriously connecting the people and connecting with IGEN, and that is very very happiness. And thank you so much, Deepak. So with all the thanking note to all, so we will be moving together with a 20-25 minutes marathon. That is 16 morning 8 o'clock we'll start, and 17 evening 9 o'clock we are planning to end. And a very happy note I would like to we had received the new world record for ENERGATHON 2024 that we are going to officially launch in 2025. That is official world record, OWR world record, European Union. We received, and all the partners also eligible to achieve the certifications, because all these partners also there in the ENERGATHON 2024. So we are going to launch that certification on the inauguration of our ENERGATHON 2025. So that is what normally we will do. It will take long process. 2 weeks back we received the world record certifications, and this year also we are going to attempt a new world record. So that we are planning to apply for, searching for the organization to apply for that. So with that note, I will be again, maybe I will come join in the end of the program. Now moving on to the Anuradha. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You really explained very well about the power of partnership in the success journey of IGEN, sir. Without much this thing, I will call upon our first speaker, Ms. Birjan Anwar. She's going to talk about introduction to harvest plastic concept in connection with the SDG 14 and SDG 15. Before going to that, I just introduce Madam. Ms. Birjan Anwar is a producer, originator, founder, president, and head representative of the LM Global org to the United Nations Department of Global Communication since 2005. She has been leading and producing all aspects of its e-publications and public programs and Light Millennium TV programs since 2000. Officially formed in New York in 2001, she carried out the organization's association with UN as an NGO in 2005 and has been head NGO representative to the UNDGC since then. In 2024, as a head NGO representative to UN, she represented LM Global org at the 2024 UN Summit of the Future Summit of the Future, that is SOFT. In support of SOTF, she has launched a 5-year campaign on the compulsory peace education and ICTs concept, which has inaugurated on October 5th, 2024, and has already presented 4 events, including Education Day on January 25th, 2025. Currently, she is working on the side event on behalf of the Light Millennium Global as a specially accredited NGO to be presented in the margins of the United Nations 2025 Ocean Conference in Nice, France, on June 9 to 13, 2025. Further, Birjan is a Peace and Goodwill Ambassador for Anuvibha, based in Jaipur, India, to the UN. Furthermore, she is a recipient of various national and international awards and recognition. Author of 4 Turkish and 1 English book in print, including Hope Never Fades. Authored numerous concepts of public events, including compulsory peace education ICT's vision. Holds a master's degrees in media studies from the New School University and BA in Fine Arts from the Mimar Sinan University, Istanbul. This is a very brief introduction about you, ma'am. I request you to, I invite you to take a stage and talk about your organization as well as your team, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anuradha, and thank you so much, Professor Ramesh, and thank you also, Niranjan, and also coordinator of the session. I am honored and privileged to be with you today, especially for the 3rd time IGEN ENERGATHON 2025. Actually, about me or the late millennium, it's very much merged. I become one, I think. So it might sound redundant. So I will try to avoid it. Uh, so I have to skip some parts, but uh, the concept of the late millennium was initially introduced by me in 1999 over the web and officially formed in 2001. So I will skip the UN part, and the organization develops and presents multifaceted concepts across various platforms, ensuring its activities resonate with the relevant UN Sustainable Development Goals and the UN days and decades, all of which are documented and accessible through our two websites, lmglobal.org, and the original initial one is Late Millennium.org, and the Late Millennium TV channel through Vimeo. What we do. The lmglobal.org has mainly focused on raising public awareness via multimedia platforms, encouraging active participation from all walks of life, and promoting the following matters within its capacity as a volunteer and rights-based organization. Human advancement is as first. Without human advancement, we don't support development because it has two edges. Human advancement must be at the center of any development concept and any investment. Democracy, equality, and justice, fostering world peace, freedom of expression. And freedom of expression widely understood when people face an individual or a group of people or a politician, when they face a legal consequences, and then it becomes a freedom of expression issue. But our concept is completely different. Our concept is freedom of expression should and must start as soon as a baby, a child is learning the first word. First sentences, and then because it's a lifelong restrictions attached to that from the family, religion, business, education. So with isolating all those elements, components, and then just focusing on the political aspect of the freedom of expression, I don't think that we will ever get right. So that's in attached to that, we encourage intellectual productivity from early age when we receive and when we communicate. Actually, in that context, also our JUC Hours project is designed in a way encourage the youth to for intellectual productivity. And girls and women's rights, cultural diversity, advancing a culture of peace and global connectivity. In connection, this ocean related theme that we will have in connection with the Harris plastic, we organize, produce Water Day related programs since 2001, and also the program for World Ocean Day, including a panel in 2022 on plastic pollution that actually brought us for this one also for the ocean conference. As you heard, thanks to Dr. Anuradha in my bio, we are specially accredited to the third UN 25 Ocean Conference. We did for the Summit of the Future. We did also for the 2023 UN Ocean Water Conference. So this is the next, we already get the registration information, and will present a virtual side event at the margins of the 2025 Ocean Conference titled New Ways to Effectively Scale Plastic Recycling, Societal Change for the Collection of Plastic Can Create Significant Impacts. We are partnering for this side event with Ocean Recovery Alliance, along with the Permanent Mission of the Bahamas and to the United Nations, and the Permanent Mission of Kiribati to the United Nations. The side event will be presented virtually on Friday, June 13 at 1 p.m. Central European Time. Further, along with the side event proposal, we submitted an ocean action commitment to the UN Department of Social Affairs as a 5-year ongoing commitment towards developing and promoting SDG 14 and Ocean Decade. It started from 2021 up to 2030. The LM Global Org is a non-religious, non-political, not-for-profit organization with 501c tax-exempt status and non-governmental NGO and an independent secular volunteer-based organization. Now, I would like to introduce the May 17th session titled SDG 14, Harvest Plastic for Ecosystem Sustainability and Circular Economy, which supports SDG 14 and SDG 15 and aligns with the 2025 the UN Ocean Conference, which I mentioned before. This 1-hour session on May 17 will focus on the concept, practice, and vision of harvest plastic. I mean, the sound doesn't appeal harvest plastic, but because the negative kind of understanding or reaction for the plastic pollution. So harvest plastic is putting completely the other side of the coin in a positive. But then how that will work, that's the whole the session is designed for it. Drawing on examples from Cambodia and Indonesia, our keynote speaker, Mr. Doug Woodring, is a global expert, visionary, implementer, and promoter of the harvest plastic concept and the circular economy. Our second speaker, Ms. Yola Prayanti, is the coordinator of the Harvest Plastic Lombok in Indonesia. Our youth high school student speaker, Mr. Harish Guyani, will present his vision for a plastic waste processor machine. Actually, he is our special award winner in the innovation category at the JUC, and it is exact fitting with the 17 concept. That's why I invited him, and he is happy to join us. And our session coordinator is, of course, all you know by now, Dr. Anuradha Tim. The harvest plastic concept originated, as I mentioned, from impactful work in Cambodia and now thriving in Lombok, offers a compelling community-driven solution to plastic solution. It directly addresses SDG 14, life below water, by capturing all plastic types at the household level with its innovative wet and dry sorting system, achieving remarkable recovery rates and preventing ocean leakage. Furthermore, by eliminating open burning or dumping in the water, and it also goes to the water resources and ocean after any rain. This initiative significantly contributes to the SDG 15 life on land as well. This concept is particularly supportive of SDG 14 Target 1, which states by 2025, prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, particularly from land-based activities, including marine debris and nutrient pollution. Of course, the targets in terms of timeline, impact of the COVID, everything is slide back, not forward. We hope that UN will able and the countries will able to close the gap by 2030. Let's also look at the relevant targets of SDG 15 life on land. Protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainable manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reserve land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Specifically, Target 15.1, to ensure the conservation, restoration, and sustainable use of terrestrial and inland freshwater ecosystem and their services, in particular forests, wetland, mountain, and dry lands, in line with obligation under international agreements. In general, there is kind of perception by the UN or some different organizations or stakeholders as if let's say, water issues, SDG 6, and as if SDG 14, life on underwater, and SDG 15, life on land, are completely separate issues in terms of the organization level, not really, because all targets are interconnected. So what I'm trying to say is, when we talk about SDG 6, water, hygiene, clean water, and when we talk about SDG 14, underwater, life underwater. So it's all connected because, and in connection with SDG 15, life on land, anything we do on this earth, anything we step on, it ends up in all our water sources and ends up in the ocean. So we both pollute the land and life in the land, and pollute the air, and then it goes in our drinkable water sources and underground water sources and the ocean. So I can kind of think one goal, even one target alone, it is really like skin and bond that you cannot isolate them in one way or another. They are all interconnected and they all impact our daily life, and whether for the worse or for the less. So join us to explore how this model offers tangible pathways towards a global circular economy and complements the ongoing efforts of the UN Plastic Treaty. This was not the case in 2022, but now it's in the process, showcasing a powerful synergy between community action and ecosystem sustainability. The Light Millennium Organization had a virtual panel in support of the UN A/res/62/111 for the 2022 Ocean Day on June 7. The resolution I read, it is for the UN, the World Ocean Day by the UN. This panel highlighted a remarkable journey by Erden Arıç, Ocean Ambassador, Ocean Recovery Alliance, on the ever-increasing and threatening plastic pollution in our oceans and ecosystems. This session contributed toward the 2022 Ocean Days theme, Revitalization, Collective Action for the Ocean. Along with Erden Arıç's remarkable journey he took from California to Philippines, the session presented a panel of voices from the field, academia, diplomacy, and non-governmental organizations. It is critical to remember that of the 380 million tons of plastic produced worldwide annually, an estimated 8 million tons leak into the ocean. This is really based on 2022. There are different stats and figures, but this is at least, it was by the UN resources in 2022. And we will hear the updated information by Mr. Woodring next week. Plastic production is projected to triple by 2050, with a 30% annual increase in plastic reaching the ocean. Tragically, used masks due to COVID-19 are a recent source of ocean pollution. The 2020, I mean, there were so strange reference about those plastic masks, like 50 million of one merged with the earth, oceans. So it's you know, there are always worse scenario. 50 million years. It's just then why we had that, why they put in the market for the first place, or why they made us to use it. If it's not gonna if it's gonna create the pollution in our environment for 50 million, it doesn't make sense. Anyhow, just let me move. Overall, the session aimed to raise awareness and suggest global policy requirements on single-use plastics, focusing not only on recycling, but also on developing a globally binding treaty to transform our systems to reprocess and reuse these plastics in various fields, including construction, manufacturing, and daily consumption. One of the examples Mr. Woodring was also our speaker at that session. I was really very impressed. He referred and showed with a slide that they produce from those plastics, collected recycled plastics, briquettes to build house in Costa Rica. So there are multiple ways to produce in different forms to reuse it. So that's why actually I developed this project for the UN Ocean Conference, and based on Professor Ramesh invitation, another version focusing on the plastic, harvest plastic for the ENERGATHON. So I won't list all the things, but perhaps one or two highlights. For instance, over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihood globally. The market value of marine and coastal resources and industries is estimated at 3 trillion per year, or about 5% of global GDP. Marine fisheries directly or indirectly employ over 200 million people. Coastal waters are deteriorating due to pollution of eutrophication. Without concerted efforts, coastal eutrophication is expected to increase in 20% of large marine ecosystem by 2050. So maybe another point, because I have 20 points. Around 680 million people live in low-lying coastal zones. That is expected to increase to 1 billion by 2050. So our concept for the IGEN ENERGATHON 2025 SDG 14, harvest plastic for ecosystem sustainability and circular economy, supports the 2025 UN Ocean Conference and the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development from 2021 to 2030, aligning with the SDG, again, 14 and 15. The harvest plastic concept correlates with the, as I try to illustrate, SDG 14 and 15, because plastic pollution significantly impacts life on land and in the ocean, particularly when it is not carefully recycled, when an adequate infrastructure is lacking, and in the absence of a global legal framework such as the UN Plastic Treaty. Hopefully that will be agreed on, still in discussion. We will hear more about the UN Plastic Treaty, including its current status and what it offers, from our session's keynote speaker, Mr. Douglas Woodring from Ocean Recovery Alliance. So perhaps you all know, just I put one note for the larger pictures, and it is from the UN resources, why the ocean matters. The world's oceans, their temperatures, chemistry, currents, and life drive global systems that make the earth habitable for humankind, as we all know. Our rainwater, drinking water, weather, climate, coastlines, much of our food, and even the oxygen in the air we breathe are all ultimately provided and regulated by the sea. Throughout history, oceans and seas have been vital conduits for trade and transportations. Careful management of this essential global resource is a key feature of a sustainable future. However, at the current time, there is a continuous deterioration of coastal waters owing to pollution and ocean acidification, which has an adverse effect on the functioning of ecosystem and biodiversity. This is also negatively impacting small-scale fisheries. Marine protected areas need to be effectively managed, and vast resources and regulated need to be put in place to reduce overfishing, marine pollution, and ocean acidification. Source UN.org, Ocean Day background. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I try to detail, illustrate what is our concept, and also relate with the larger concept. Thank you so much for the giving opportunity, and you will hear more from the experts on this issue. Thank you.
So, Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for providing like lot of details, like for your engaging and deeply meaningful way on your harvesting plastic concept and the alignment with that SDG 14 and 15, and your passion for like for the environmental responsibility is truly commendable. Like you have given a urgent requirement, like how global challenges is not only like today's dialogue. It's about strengthens your collective mission, and we are grateful for your dedication to amplify the unheard voices and unwavering commitment to a better world. So, through your perspectives, ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So next, moving on to the next speaker. So we have with us Dr. Renuka Lathur, ma'am. So before she is going to give her views on making it possible, building an inclusive, resilient, and accommodative future for all. So before going to that, I give a short introduction to madam. So it is about a great respect and admirations that I introduce ma'am, an inspirational global leader in sustainability, innovation, and transdisciplinary collaborations. So Dr. Renuka Lathur is the founder of Global Sustainable Futures, Progress Through Partnership Network, and ambitious initiative dedicated to advancing the UN Sustainable Development Agenda 2030 through inclusive and impactful partnerships. Her network brings together early career researchers and professionals from both Global South and Global North, creating a vibrant platform for knowledge exchange, mutual learning, and capacity building. So, as part of her holistic approach to sustainability, viewing it through a multidimensional lens that includes social, economic, and environmental dimensions, a strong advocate for system thinking, a stakeholder participation, she works tirelessly to foster governance models, research methods that are collaborative, innovative, and social oriented. So, through her work in research, education, and practice, she has empowered countless individuals and institutions to pursue sustainable transformations in ways that are deeply core created and meaningful. So, today we are honored to have a speaker on a theme making it possible a building inclusive and accommodative future for all. So, I welcome you, ma'am, and I hand over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And congratulations to Dr. Ramesh and your team. And I must say the dedication is so high that I I I I was just chased by Anuradha to make this happen. So thank you very much. So I will now over to me like for sharing my I will share my video, which explains you the objectives and vision of GSFN. And it was started 5 years ago, so it is 4.5 years old video, but still the vision remains the same. So I would like to share that first.
Niranjan, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm here.
She needs to play a video.
Yeah, she can able to play, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Despite very significant development gains globally, which has raised many millions of people out of absolute poverty, there is substantial evidence that inequality between the world's richest and poorest countries is widening. Today, the world has become more complex, and poorer countries have experienced significant economic and social development. However, the inequalities within countries have also been growing, and some commentators now talk of a global north and global south, referring respectively to richer and poorer communities which are found within and between countries. There are many causes of these inequalities, including the availability of natural resources, different levels of health and education, the nature of country's economy and its industrial sectors, international trading policies and access to markets, how countries are governed and international relationships between countries, conflict within and between countries, and a country's vulnerability to natural hazards and climate change. So, most importantly, researchers are called upon to address the barriers to climate science in the global south. These culturally diverse nations of global south are united by common threats to their sustainable futures. Challenges faced in creating collaborations, partnerships across national borders and academic disciplines. Through Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership Network, we want to play a leading role in creating an inclusive, collaborative, innovative, and engaging platform for early career researchers and like-targeted stakeholders, including startups and entrepreneurs, supported by experienced senior researchers and business leaders, where everyone can share in their research, innovation, visualization, and enthusiasm in parallel to network success. Our fundamental objective is to create a strong research environment, building to a multidisciplinary and multisectoral team of endogenous professionals that would be capable of pursuing and utilizing participatory and integrative approaches in solving public and environmental sustainability problems. Therefore, our priorities are empowering and capacity building, working with researchers to empower communities and individuals, increase independence and support to those who need it, give researchers and stakeholders the legacy of sustainable practices, fair and inclusive, improve economic and social and environmental equality, pursuing development which offers fair distribution and access to good quality life and working conditions. Networking and engagement provide an innovative and global-wide platform to make global sustainable futures progress through partnership network, an effective and well-connected network, transforming traditional society systems to more sustainable systems. And above all, it is sustainability. So, co-create sustainable and resilient development pathways to secure sustainable futures for all and everyone. So, the key focus is mobilization and engagement, building a community of practice, creating a strong leadership, and producing a critical mass of good practices. 800 coordinators from 105 countries have joined me. So I also
So thank you for listening. And as I mentioned, this was old video, but still, I would like to share something more that what we are doing now. So currently we are having 8,000 coordinators in 180 countries, and through them, and institutes like IGEN, we are able to connect to 2 million people. We have won 7 prestigious awards, and we have done more than 2,000 hours of online videos with all the partners. And then we have 27,000 LinkedIn connection. We have awarded 600 leaders with GSFN awards, which are normally generally happening at the end of the year, which is GSFN annual awards. And then we have 5,000 or more media posts. We have been in 500 high-level dialogues, including COP and many semi-COPs and all COPs, and also at many other various levels. And we have so far provided 10 free educational programs, and we are working on more. We have received 6 research grants and working on more. And we have been impacting education, research, and community engagement and businesses. We are trying to bridge the gap between Global South and North, but also to transform the landscape for low and medium income countries by connecting academia, businesses, policymakers, and communities. And especially our core business is to leaving no one behind. So that is where I am. And so I will now explain just a little bit more on my latest initiative, which I would like to share again. So let me share the slide. So there are many initiatives that we are been doing in several different sectors and so on, but this is the latest one which I would like to share. And this is Farm Carbon Africa. It is focused on Africa because 80% of people are either directly or indirectly in farming in Africa. And it has a potential actually to do sustainable farming, and that's and also have been challenged by the growing population and also scarcity of food and so on. So we need to make sure that Africa is food secure, but also allows more employment and better practices through farming. And that is what it is, and we are calling for all. And that is where I thought that my presentation should be making it possible. And this is a very unique idea. We have shared with our, first we had like a few people who were involved in initiating this idea. And everyone thought that, yes, it is a good one. And we are really having a good time, except like people are accepting these ideas, and we are having good time of rolling it out. So what does it mean? That our objective is to empower, smallholder farmers across Africa by integrating global carbon markets and facilitating generation of carbon credits through sustainable agriculture products and practices, and make the farming, or you say Africa, climate resilient through regenerative and nature-based solutions. It is about enabling farmers to benefit financially, but also to promote climate smart agriculture practices and to create a long-term carbon market participation for them, and to drive sustainable economic growth. So we are ensuring that it should, our market, commodity market should become a fair pricing, like should allow fair pricing by providing direct market access to the farmers, and improving financial inclusion, enabling farmers to access loans and investment opportunities, and enhance their transparency and traceability of where the trade is flowing, in a sense of making more sustainable supply chains, and streamlining the trade with efficient digital transactions, and integrating climate benefits, allowing farmers to earn carbon credits and leverage real-world data to empower decision-making for farmers, cooperatives, and other policymakers. Our target is 20 million farmers, which is not so huge. It is compared to the number of farmers in Africa, but still I think the pilot is good enough to impress or to test the idea. So what we are doing is that we are engaging Zambian Commodity Exchange Platform, which is a dynamic digital commodity exchange platform, and it has already worked on this. It also has, I mean, it has experience of providing this end-to-end solution of trading digitally for farmers in Zambia and Zimbabwe and one another country. And we are now liaising them to increase its spread around Africa. But also there are few other commodity exchange platforms whom we are engaging and we are bringing together. And it is not only our intention to do so. Many others are also looking forward to make this happen, such as Open Trade Africa Market. They have already signed an agreement between all these commodity exchange platforms from different parts of Africa on this year, 25th of March. So it is a real need for market trading agencies. It is a need for even the governments, because they have to know what trade is happening and how it is happening, and also for farmers and cooperatives who are, or even government who are exporting their commodities to European countries, where European countries are asking for traceable supply chain. And so it is very important that we contribute to this and facilitate this for many interested parties. So what will happen that when these farmers are introduced to digital trading platform, they will be introduced to the digital world. They will be trading in digitally, meaning that they will have transactions that are seen digitally. They are transactions that are, so there will be a digital banking, and the clear transactions seen by the bank would allow them to get opportunity to get funds and grants from the bank. And in that way, we will have some influence on their affordability, their income. They will be able to get the opportunity of funds in an investment. And also they would be, after showing this transaction, they would be also eligible for insurance and other things as they become more and more capable of handling finance, and which is again traceable and transparent, seen by the investors. So that is what one thing is happening. But at the same time, we will get a data which would potentially tell us that where are the potential carbon credit projects lie, meaning that we will be able to say get some 10,000 or 20,000 farmers and know what's happening with their crops and how is their soil or what is their location and how we can improve and so on. So these all things can happen. At the same time, because the farmers at the moment also, I will tell you afterwards what happens and so on, but farmers and other partners are involved at early stage, and therefore everyone knows what's going on. And we are introducing more and more training to them in a sense of how to get on the digital platform, what is the digital, systems. I am also actually making a manual for them how to understand what is computer or what are the operating systems on phone, and how to operate a Google browser, how to get, access to Google Form, and how they can fill up their data, what data are required, what units are required, and all that's very, very basic, essential skills or essential knowledge, which is missing with farmers, that we are providing them. We are making that all effort to provide them for free so that they can understand, they can learn, and then they can make use of these platforms effectively. So that is what we are doing. And therefore, partnerships, collaborations, and all that is so vital here, that without everyone's help, we cannot do that. Fine. Then later on, moving forward, we will be able to register such projects on an international registry market, and that will bring some carbon credit revenue back to all the stakeholders. And this is one type of international carbon registry platform, and you can see that there are several projects already displayed that or published there, and they are like some sort of social media pages of each projects. You can get their project papers, you can get their who are involved in it, how much carbon credit it will develop, and where the carbon is sold, and all the things are openly published. And that is what we are wishing to do, more and more transparent publications of these projects. So there are four main stakeholders here: all farmers, smallholder farmers, but also cooperatives, then the carbon advisory firm like me and others who have joined to deliver this program, and the carbon exchange market, that the commodity exchange platform, which I mentioned, that they will be playing a big role. So, and the sharing of the carbon credit revenue would be something like this, that we will allow 50% of the revenue to go directly to the smallholder farmers. Cooperatives will get 10% of it, and the developers like us will get 25, who is quite a big consortium, and then carbon exchange will get 5, and then we have a 10% buffer to maintain, to manage any risk or to invest in new projects. So here we have estimated that, say, if we have 10,000 farmers and we develop a project maybe in biochar or agroforestry or rain harvesting and so on, then we can they will get 250,000 back as a revenue, which can be a very good income for farmers. So that is where what we are doing for this initiative, but how we are inviting everyone to make it happen. And that is what we have done, is we have we have organized Independent Continental Champion Council for 20 Million Farmer Initiative, and we are calling all the volunteers to join this. And we have already got 200 volunteers, and there are many, many institutions, many kingdoms and queendoms, and many high-level people have joined as champion for this program. And we are providing them a letters and badge for this championship, so that they can take our authority, they can be authoritative voice for us to reach out to other farmers or other respective stakeholders. And within just 1 month of announcement, which was just informal announcement, we haven't done any marketing or launch or anything like that, we have already got 3,000 farmers on board. So that is what we are doing here, and I will stop for anyone if they want to ask any questions and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It's actually a wonderful initiative. Anyone, actually, this is more of a presentation, ma'am. So people may ask in the messages or something like that, because only the partners are here. We will have a detailed session during ENERGATHON 2025 main events, ma'am. Thank you for your inspiring speech on how to co-create sustainable future through empowering and capacity building among the inclusive society communities and spread impacts through education, research, community building, and business partnerships. Thank you, ma'am, for introducing the introducing innovative and unique farmer initiative. That's a Farmer Carbon Africa to empower indigenous and smallholder farmers digitally. Thank you so much, ma'am. We look forward for your main session in the main event. It's a 1.5 hours event. We are really looking forward what you're going to bring. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting to deliver a speech here. We will call the next speaker. Our next speaker is Dr. P.S. Kumar. He's going to talk about the importance of mechanical plastics recycling. So before I call him, I just introduce Dr. P.S. Kumar. He's here for many years. So Dr. P.S. Kumar is a seasoned industry expert with over 36 years of professional experience, spanning global organizations such as Larsen and Toubro, Fiat Industrial, CNH, and currently serving as Group CEO and Executive Director of Prithvi Grow Care Private Limited, specializing in business and management consultancy. Dr. Kumar holds multiple prestigious qualifications, including BE, ME, MBA, PhD, and FIE. His extensive expertise lies in the market research, marketing strategy, value selling, R&D, and customer delight and system implementation with a strong focus on profitability and efficiency. A certified master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming NLP, he has proven track record in business analysis and scientific planning, strategy formation and root cause analysis, tailor-made solutions and system-driven organizational design, implementation of Industry 4.0, 5.0, and intelligent systems, enhancing competitiveness in MSME globally. He has contributed significantly to business continuity management, manufacturing, software integration, and product lifecycle management across sectors, including plastics and financial services. Passionate about people development, Dr. Kumar has mentored and transformed over 1 lakh professionals in the last 25 years, making him the true leader in the field of management, consulting, and capacity building. Sir, with this brief introduction, I invite you to take the stage and talk about your theme, sir. Sir,
Thank you so much. Good evening to all. Good morning to a few people, maybe who joined from across the world. I'm going to talk about mechanical recycling of plastics. Okay, so why we talk about plastic recycling is, you know very well that the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, responsible consumption and production. Okay, we talk about SDG 12. The main problem with the people, not with the plastic, the main problem with the people is littering. People make mistakes and put the blame on plastics. Okay, I'm expert on plastics for the past 37 years. So I have done so many products development and all the things. So the problem is not with the plastics, the problem is people. Since we cannot control or transform the people, we put the blame on plastics and we say that plastics is very difficult or single-use plastics. There is no plastics available called as single-use plastics because you want to reduce the cost, you keep on reducing the weight and you make it so cheap, so they don't want to pick it up and reuse it. That's all. But that same plastics, whatever you are throwing it as a spoon or fork or a small polyethylene bag, which can be melted and reused also. Problem is, since you are throwing it non-proper way, you are not doing it in a proper sense, it is polluting the entire ocean. Like, madam talked to me some time back about pollution in the ocean. No plastics will walk into the ocean. Like 8 million ton. And I will give you one more interesting fact. 2050, we will have more plastics than fishes in the ocean. So the plastics are not walking into the ocean, no. Plastics are there and you are putting it. I mean, you and me, we are putting it into the ocean and we put the blame on plastics. So problem is with the plastics. So we want to focus, we want to resolve, we want to find a way to solve. The problem is the people do not understand the importance of recycling. The importance of recycling, see, mainly if you take recycling, there are two types of recycling. One is chemical recycling, another one is mechanical recycling. Why I want to talk about only mechanical recycling is chemical recycling is being adopted in the developed countries like Germany and other places, where completely any plastics you put it, you convert into the monomers and you make it again polymer depending upon the properties required. You will get as good as virgin plastic. That means as good as the new plastics. But the cost of conversion is substantially very high. Like you take a gold, that gold is 24 karat is the pure gold, and you make 3 karat gold, and you mix it with 18 karat, you mix it with 22 karat, you mix it with 24 karat, and throw it on the dustbin, and take that and separate all the things. 24 karat separately, you have to put it on 18 karat, you have to put it separately, and whatever the karat low grade, it has to be put separately. When you're doing all this thing, what will happen is it has to get melted and you have to convert it. So the cost of conversion of the chemical recycling is very expensive. And why the company or why the big developed nations are doing it? Because they are using they know responsible and they don't mind and they are ready to pay the extra price for the recycled plastics. Whereas in India and other developing countries, you will get a polyethylene bag, that is PE bag or LDPE bag or LLDPE bag at much cheaper rate, maybe 3 rupees, 4 rupees. So you throw it. So what happens is it goes and pollutes and you need to pick up around 20 rupees per kg, you will get a rat picker. So the rat picker will get 20 rupees. He has to bend on around 600 times to take 20 rupees, which nobody will do it. So what happens? It get mixed with all things. We make mixed with vegetables, mixed with all things. When you are trying to sort out, we will also not focus because it's a mixed plastics. Mixed plastics means you have 7 varieties of steel and 2 varieties of gold and 4 varieties of silver. All these things mixed, and you want to remove all the things. Everyone has a different melting point. The same thing applicable to plastics also. You are mixing LLDPE, you are mixing LDPE, that is linear low density polyethylene, high density polyethylene, polystyrene, polypropylene, polyethylene terephthalate, that is PET, and ABS and PC. These are the major things come. What happens? Which whenever it is, when you are going for recycling, which is thin. Why you made thin the bag? Because the load bearing capacity of the bag is very good. PET bottle, why the people made 12 grams, 14 grams for 1 liter water? Because the PET can withstand 1 liter of water also. 12 grams all it can hold. But when we started, it was around 27 grams. So 27 grams to 12 grams, why the manufacturers come down? It is not for their wish. People don't want to pay the extra price. So they made to 12 grams. So today what happened is, if you want to get 1 kg of PET, earlier the person used to bend himself around 70 times, 80 times. Now he has to bend around 140, 150 times. So we want to reduce the weight, and the problem was created by us. So again, everywhere you take it, even the females, you have a nail, an artificial nail made out of ABS. So the artificial nails, you are putting it and throwing it on the things. It is not, you are not disposing it, it is a plastic. It is a plastic. So you are throwing it everywhere. You take anything, all this problem is because of man, human, us. So what we need to do is we need to go for a reduce the consumption. Reduce the consumption. Governments are implementing rules. Very few governments are implementing, and very few governments are monitoring it also. That means if you have a car made by Toyota or made by Honda, suppose one car, particular car, one brand of the car, maybe 1500 cc, will have around 250 kg of plastics. In 250 kg of plastics, what happens is you reduce the weight. So when next the car, the Honda should have the responsibility of collecting it back the plastic component and reuse 25% of plastic into their component, which they don't want to do it in India. They are doing it in abroad, which they don't want to do it in India. They don't want to do it in Toyota also not doing it because they say that okay, it is raw material is cheaper, whereas the same thing will not be applicable there. So what we need to do is mechanical recycling is you have to safe disposal is very important. The people should transform and they should know how to dispose it properly. And don't ask for reduced price. Keep on asking for reduced price. You put a barrier properties in, like you have paper cup. Paper cup is not a paper cup. Why you put a paper cup? Because you put a small thin layer of plastic which sticks inside the paper, which holds your tea or coffee. But what is the cost of it? Why don't you go for polypropylene mug, tumblers or cups, which is little bit costly, but recycling is much more easier. And we want to put different colors, we want to put different pictures on the tip. So we are compelling the manufacturers and plastic manufacturers, they are simply following what you want only, what is the demand made by the people. So the first thing is people need to transform themselves and they should know how to be responsible consumption because plastics is not biodegradable. And even if you take biodegradable, there are different types of biodegradable. Everything is called as bioplastics because it's a trade name, it's called bioplastics. But bioplastics blended with biopolymers, it is not bioplastics. It may increase if provided all the environment conditions are meeting the condition, then in the life it will take to decompose, will get reduced, but it not happen. But many times wrongly people think that marketed by people, bioplastics is completely biodegradable. Absolutely not. Biopolymers are also called as bioplastics and biopolymers are not completely degradable. Bioplastics is correct definition is whatever made out of starch, whatever made out of plant, which will decompose. Then only it is biodegradable. Just because it is taking less time and you put the PLA bag, which is biodegradable according to some of the experts, you put it in the drain, your humidity is not get controlled, your temperature is not getting controlled, it will not decompose fast. So the problem is with the people. So when you are doing the mechanical recycling, what you are trying to do is we remove the small parts. That means thin parts. We blow it out. We cannot do anything because it's mixed plastics. I can use it only for making some other product which cannot be reused. Whereas if I able to segregate PET, if I able to segregate polypropylene, if you're able to segregate polystyrene, if you're able to segregate all these things separately, then what will happen is I can able to produce it. And reproduction is a must. And people has to pay more price for the recycled plastics. People should understand who consumes these plastics. You or me or your brother or my brother or your sister, my sister consumes somewhere in the world. We cannot say that I cannot pay for my mistakes or my brother's mistake, my sister's mistake. We consume and we consume more than what it is required and we don't want to pay the extra price, then who will solve the problem? So the responsible consumption is the most important things. Similarly, responsible production, which I told you already, where what will happen is people have to make use of it, 20%, 30%, depending upon the application. People are the OEMs, what you call original equipment manufacturers should have the responsibilities of sending it. I don't want to talk about SDG 14 where Madam has talked about life below water. I can add only one point. 2050 you will have more fish than plastics in more plastics in than fish in sea. Okay. Clean water and sanitation also it has a lot of things like you have polypropylene. People don't want to pay for polypropylene and copolymer PPR pipes. People want to pay a very low price. And you put in PVC pipe and you put the ban on PVC bottle, but you drink water in PVC pipe. What is the fun in it? So any government organization should have common sense. When I'm banning PVC bottle, how you can allow PVC pipes to be produced? And I call it as a random PVC or UPVC. All these things, some modification they are doing it, but PVC is not recommended. In that case, we remove, completely ban it. No. Go for PPR, drinking water application, at least use PPR. No. You can use PVC for drainage, you can use PVC for something else, gardening and all. And you put the blame on bioplastics and put the blame on microplastics, nanoplastics. Microplastics, nanoplastics are not created by themselves, no. Microplastics, nanoplastics are created by you and me and us. And we put the blame, simply we put the blame on plastics. As a person, we cannot blame a material which was developed and designed by us. So, very important thing is you need to reduce your consumption and reuse the products. Reuse the plastics in a proper way. As long as if you are segregating separately, it is easy for the people to convert and produce the component, which will substantially change on climatic action. Many countries I have seen, people are burning plastics. That is not the correct way of doing it. In my terms, if you ask me, allow me to talk, burning plastic is not a solution. And people say that I'll recover oil, recover heat, that and all. We will not burn to gold to recover the heat. No. That is how we have to think it in the directions. So I will talk more about this and different applications later. So with this, I think 9 minutes over. I hand over the session. If any have doubts, you can write to me. My email ID is available ed@prithvigrove.com, and I'll be happy to associate and help you out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for delivering a solution-oriented perspective on the importance of mechanical plastic recycling. Thank you, sir. And we are moving to our next speaker, Ms. Rania Lambu. She is a great honor to introduce an exceptional global educator and a visionary leader in the field of interdisciplinary learning, Ms. Rania Lambu, affiliated with the Greek Ministry of Education and Religious Affairs and the Greek Astronomy and Space Company. She brings an inspiring fusion of science, creativity, and innovation of education. With strong academic roots, she has built a distinguished career focused on cognitive psychology, neuroscience, and STEM education. Her work is defined by the bold integration of STEM with astronomy, physics, and language teaching, breaking pioneer new paths in global education. A finalist for the Global Teacher Prize 2019, she has received numerous awards and as the ambassador of education of Greece, she has stands as a global advocate for transformative learning, tirelessly promoting an educational innovation aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. She is a founder of 4 international educational projects that are shaping the young minds and inspirational systematic change across the continents. Her strong belief in brain-based learning and neuroeducation underpins her mission to make education not only accessible and inclusive but also a scientific grounded and intellectually empowering. So today we have a privilege to hear her speech on the topic utmost importance aligning UN energy policy with climatic justice. So I once again welcome you, ma'am, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sanjita and Dr. Anuranda. Warm greetings from Greece, from Athens. On behalf of IGEN partners, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all, me too, to pre-conference 5 of IGEN ENERGATHON 2025. It's a pivotal gathering of minds and missions dedicated to shaping a sustainable energy future. It's, I think, the third time that I'm joining this event, and already I'm a part of IGEN 5 years. I remember the first time Dr. Amis invited me as guest of honor was in September 2020. So already 5 years, I'm a part of this journey together. I'm very happy and very honored. And of course, as we come together today in this thematic dialogue, we stand aligned with the spirit of Earth Day 2025, whose theme, Our Power, Our Planet, reminds us of the shared responsibility we all bear to safeguard our environment and catalyze the transition to renewable energy. And I could say that this pre-conference It's more than just a conversation, it's a call to action. It is a platform where innovation meets intention, where students, professionals, leaders, and change makers gather not just to talk about the future, but to design it together. So I'm STEM instructor at the Greek Astronomy Space Society, and I'm also working with the Greek Ministry of Education. At the Greek Astronomy Space Society, Annex of Salamis in Piraeus launched their STEM philosophy and vision. We talk about a period where nobody knew what was STEM. So we try to integrate STEM in astronomy. We launched STEM workshops, astronomy workshops, and general lectures on astrophysics and astronomy, which focus on disseminating and diffusing astronomical knowledge in order to make science attractive, to foster interest in astronomy, space science, and related fields through educational and observatory activities. Of course, environment is one of the main priorities. That's why all around Greece, we're doing a tour to schools. We're conducting climate workshops on climate change, STEM workshops. And these programs, of course, aim to encourage critical thinking, scientific inquiry, and hands-on learning experiences in the fields of STEM. And of course, I have a great opportunity to collaborate with astronomy space experts from NASA, from European Space Agency. We prepare Greek students in the national Olympiads, robotics competitions, etc. Recently, since Dr. Ramesh mentioned it, I am very proud because I'm a part of a very important historical space mission, which is organized by Space Kids India in collaboration with the Indian Research Space Organization. And why it is important? Because we talk about involving 12 million girls from different countries in order to teach them, in order to give them a free technical training and create mini satellites, CubeSats, which will be sent to the moon during the Chandrayaan for the next space mission. You can understand that this is historically unique mission. I'm very proud, very honored to be there. So the best student from Greece with me will come there. We will go to India in January 2026, and we will build satellites together with 108 girls from other countries. And these satellites will be sent to the moon during this Chandrayaan 4 mission. So my topic today will focus on aligning UN energy policy with climate justice, a framework for equitable transition. The global energy crisis and the worsening impacts of climate change, of course, have compelled international organizations, particularly the UN, to develop comprehensive strategies for a sustainable energy transition. However, while UN energy policies have made strides in promoting renewables and efficiency, there remains a critical gap in ensuring that these transitions are just and equitable. Climate justice, the principle that those least responsible for climate change should not disproportionately bear its burdens, must be at the heart of any global energy strategy. Therefore, aligning UN energy policy with climate justice means moving beyond bureaucratic solutions in order to address systemic inequalities between the global north and south, among marginalized communities, and across generations. What's the UN role now in global energy governance? The UN has long positioned itself as a central actor in the national climate and energy governance. Initiatives like Sustainable Development Goal 7, the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, and the high-level dialogue on energy provide platforms for collaboration, for monitoring, and accountability. However, while these initiatives, of course, advocate for clean energy access, they often fall short of addressing how historical injustices, colonial legacies, and economic inequalities affect energy access and vulnerability to climate change. A shift is needed, a shift from a universalist, I would say, policy approach to one approach that embeds justice as a foundational pillar. A just energy transition means more than reducing carbon emissions. It means correcting historical imbalances in resource access, decision-making, and development. And for many communities in the global south, access to energy remains limited, while climate impacts worsen due to emissions they did little to cause. So aligning UN energy policy with climate justice involves prioritizing these communities through inclusive policy making, equitable financing, and the redistribution of technological resources. We need to understand the climate justice in energy policy because climate justice actually reframes climate change not merely as an environmental problem, but as a social and ethical issue. It emphasizes what we call distributive justice, fair share of benefits and burdens, what we call procedural justice, inclusive decision making, and recognition justice. What is recognition justice? Acknowledging diverse identities and vulnerabilities. So in the context of energy policy, this means ensuring the transitions away from fossil fuels do not exacerbate poverty, displace indigenous peoples, or exclude frontline communities from decision-making processes. For example, while solar and wind technologies are increasingly deployed, they often benefit urban elites or multinational corporations rather than rural or indigenous populations. Additionally, large-scale renewable energy projects, which I can tell you definitely that in Greece, in my country, especially the project about wind turbines has failed. There are many reasons about this, so we can discuss for hours anyway. Large-scale renewable energy projects can replicate the same extractive and colonial dynamics as fossil fuel industries, such as land grabbing or labor exploration. Aligning energy policy with climate justice requires robust safeguards to prevent all these outcomes. And the challenges, of course, the barriers that hinder the decrease of climate justice into UN energy policies always have to do with unequal power dynamics. For example, countries in the global north often dominate climate negotiations and set terms for finance and technology transfer, sidelining the needs of the global south. If we talk about market-driven models, many UN-endorsed energy strategies rely on market-based mechanisms that actually prioritize profit over people, make it difficult to ensure fair access or community control. Another barrier is related with funding gaps because climate finance pledged to support just transitions in low-income countries remains inadequate and unreliable, undermining trust and implementation capacity. And data representation because marginalized voices are frequently excluded from energy planning processes, and insufficient data on local energy needs and social impact hampers justice-oriented policymaking. So what are the pathways towards a just energy transition? In order to align UN energy policy with climate justice, I would suggest these following reforms and initiatives. First, inclusive governance. This entails empowering communities, particularly indigenous peoples, women, youth, in order to co-create solutions, energy solutions through participatory governance models. Second, equitable financing. Increase grants-based climate finance and prioritize funding for community-owned renewable projects, energy cooperatives, and local capacity building. Third, technology sharing and local ownership. Remove intellectual property barriers and promote open source energy technologies tailored to local context. Social safeguards. This means mandate human rights and environmental impact assessments for all energy projects funded or endorsed by UN. And what we call justice metrics. Develop indicators to assess how energy projects contribute to or detract from climate justice goals, including impacts on equality, displacement, and employment. So the UN has a critical opportunity to lead by example, embedding justice into its framework for international cooperation, development aid, and environmental governance. Policies must go beyond carbon reduction goals to assess their social, economic, and human rights impacts. So a truly just energy transition is one that dismantles systemic inequities while building at the same time a sustainable future. By aligning its energy policies with the principles of climate justice, the UN can help ensure that the clean energy revolution benefits everyone and not just the powerful and privileged. So by concluding, I would say that as the world accelerates its shift towards renewable energy, the stakes for justice have never been higher. The UN is uniquely positioned to lead a truly equitable global energy transition, but only if it centers the voices and rights of the most affected communities. Aligning UN energy policies with climate justice, it's not just a moral imperative, it is essential for building a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable future for all, because transformative change requires more than just new technologies. It demands a new ethic of care, accountability, and global solidarity. So let's make today a stepping stone toward deeper collaboration, practical solutions, and bold ideas. Let's empower each other to be not just participants, but pioneers in the energy transformation we need. Thank you very much for your attention and your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That's on time, 10 minutes exactly, I guess. Thank you so much, Rania, ma'am. It's very, very inspiring. Thank you for throwing some light on how to align the UN energy policy with climate justice and action plan pathways to achieve it. I invited our next speaker, Dr. Ramu Dakshinamurthy. He's going to talk about sustainable development and human rights on and cross-cutting approach. I will give a brief introduction about Dr. Ramu Dakshinamurthy. Dr. Ramu Dakshinamurthy, an eminent youth leader of India and founder, General Secretary of the International Youth Forum and Sustainable Development Council, who represented India multiple times in the United Nations headquarters. He volunteered with international entities like the United Nations, Commonwealth, and etc. for the past few years. He also founded 2 national and 1 international organization. Dr. Dakshinamurthy Ramu has been awarded Karmaveer Chakra, Bharat Jyoti Award, and several international awards for his work towards empowerment of youth. Dr. Dakshinamurthy Ramu pursued his B.Tech from Anna University and Global Diplomacy at the University of London. He was an associate fellow of Royal Commonwealth Society. He is also a member of Cambridge University for the Center for the Study of Global Human Movement. Dakshinamurthy Ramu is an advocate of many inspiring programs pertaining to the rights of youth. His sensitivity towards his opinion of how he sees human rights is not about violation and violence, but pursues to find various avenues to contribute to the future of his generation, built upon meaningful values that would be accessible and serve the humanitarian needs of others. He believes that these are the tools that we should also use to empower and be empowered, and through his work find ways that would contribute to the children, youth, world peace, human rights, and humanitarian and voluntary services. Sir, very happy to have you here. Welcome, sir. The stage is yours.
So, thank you, Madam Anuradha and Team IGEN for having a fantastic event. I'm happy for Dr. Ramesh for holding such an event today in the evening, and I congratulate him for the success for the IGEN marathon, which is going to happen. In few days, and so we are Sustainable Development Council is happy to support this event, and so let's come to the agenda. So the United Nations adopted 2030 agenda of Sustainable Development Goals in 2015 with a powerful promise to the citizens of this world that to leave no one behind. So the scenario have been changed after the COVID. A lot of things have been happened, and we need to analyze ourselves whether we can achieve SDGs in 2030 or not. So the cross-cutting section of human rights and SDG is a thing which we need to consider for development. because the promise given by the United Nations on adopting 2030 agenda, it's deeply rooted in the foundation of human rights, the right to dignity, equality, and freedom and justice for all. Each 17 SDGs reflect on fundamental rights. Whenever we speak about eradicating poverty, SDG 1, SDG 4, ensuring quality education, promoting gender equality, and other clean water and sanitation. So whatever we speak about SDG, it's closely telling that we need to achieve the fundamental rights that have been given in the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted in 1947. As we move forward, we must also address the urgency of SDG 7 and 13, which is affordable clean energy and climate action. Access to energy is not a technological or an clean or an economical challenge, but it's in human rights. So I personally believe that access to the energy is an basic human rights, because still millions of people lives in the energy poverty. Without light, without heat, without ability to learn technologies, ability to work and to get the proper work, a decent work depends upon their education and skill. And at the same time, we need to speak about climate crisis. It's not just an environmental crisis, and it's a very big human rights crisis also, because whenever there is an climate crisis, the end of the day, the human being, they are getting affected. So we need to think about how human rights and these SDGs are related. So when it comes to climate crisis, we need to think about the lives under the sea, and we need to we need to consider blue economy as an which is equivalent to the GDP which we are handling in the ground. There are millions and millions lives are under the sea, and we need to work on it. The extreme weather and pollution, and these things are most vulnerable, which is deeply affecting the human rights of the people, in particularly people in the marginalized community, and who is in the people who have been drastically affected just because of the climate crises and other man-made crises like wars and other things. So our fight for clean energy and our commitment to the climate action must be also fight to justice, equality, and the human dignity. But we need to be very clear that development without rights is a fragile. If a people live in a fear, without access to the justice and the freedom to speak, there is no progress can be ever truly sustainable. There is a why human rights and SDGs are not two separate goals, and they are two sides of the same coin. So we cannot achieve goal number 16, peace, justice, and the strong institutions, without upholding the rights of every child, every woman, every person with disability, and other marginalized voice. And we cannot claim success if the discrimination, inequality, and exploitation still flourish in our societies. And it is our essentials to remember that young people are the key solutions. Their voice and their ideas and their courage must shape the policy and actions for the today, and ensure that more just and then sustainable tomorrow. So let us not forget that sustainable development is not about a GDP or an infrastructure. It's all about empowering people, empowering the justice, and protecting our planet, and building the world where every human being can thrive in a freedom and a dignity. So the simple point is, so if you want to achieve SDGs on 2030, definitely we need to achieve human rights 30. So it can lead us to achieve the sustainable development goals and other things together. So thank you for the opportunity by the IGEN, and so thank you once again for the every resource persons who spent their your entire time to be here, and thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inspirational addresses on sustainable development and human rights. As you mentioned, it is a humanitarian and moving forward, it is a service to youth, peace, and justice. Thank you once again, sir, for your inspirational words. And we are moving to our next speaker, Dr. Srividya Sugukumaran. She is going to give her insights on invest in our planet Earth. So before going to that, a short introduction to Madam. So it is a privilege to introduce an inspiring, an academician, visionary, and transformative leader, Dr. Srividya Sugukumar, currently serving as Executive Director of Edugate Global UAE. So with more over than 20 years of experience in the higher education sector, she has held a prominent leadership role in both India and UAE, shaping an academic policy, institutional growth, and championing students' success. Her expertise spans a wide range of areas from curriculum design and faculty development to an international accreditation and cross-border educational collaboration. So she wider spreads her initiatives that bridges students, institutions, and educators through innovative, globally relevant platform. Her leadership is driven by the firm commitment to quality education, gender empowerment, and development of future-ready leaders. Widely regarded as a thoughtful leader in international education, she continues to leave an remark on academic ecosystems across regions, advocating for inclusive and sustainable learning environment. So today, she brings her depth of experience to the theme, Invest in Our Planet Earth. And I once again welcome you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. And thanks to Anuradha ma'am for all the coordination. And many thanks to IGEN for being a part of this great initiative. And we all owe a sincere gratitude to Dr. Ramesh for bringing us together, all of us, with one unison, with one thought and one mind to save our one planet Earth. That's a great initiative. And kudos to the IGEN team and also for the great team that is One Planet, One Earth. So we are going to achieve it further without wasting much time. Let me just go on to the introduction part of it. First of all, a big congratulations for the Earth Day that fell on 22nd April. With that, we are collaborated on this with this theme of Our Power, Our Planet. And going back to the themes, how it has evolved here is 2020 was the theme, Earth Day has its theme as climatic action, which was focusing only on the climatic change and the need for the immediate action. 2021, it was restoration of our Earth as a restoration project, like thinking about the climatic action and the remedials which were worked on. 2022, it was again invest in our planet Earth, such that when it comes to the process of restoration, what is to be done to invest on the planet Earth. And 2023, it's again invest in our planet Earth, continued from the theme of 2022, emphasizing the importance of investment in the environmental protection. And thereby, theme of Earth Day 2024 was planet versus plastics. I think we had a very good session with one of the speaker here. And now for this year, 2025 Earth Day theme is Our Planet, Our Earth. That is our power, our planet, our Earth. So this highlights on the role of everyday people play in restoring and protecting our world. So whether it is sustainable living, or it could be a climatic change, or the environmental conservation, or it could be eco-friendly products or the projects that we talk about, or even the personal stories. Whichever domain that we are talking here is that each one of us should have the responsibility towards conserving our planet and making it a planet, making our planet a better place to live in. So we are all working in our own capacities, such that we either give it as a social media content, or we just have a creative engagement of people. And we have about literacy workshop or different projects that we are working on, whatever it is, whether it is renewable energy of solar, wind, and hydropower, whether it is sustainable practice of reduce, reuse, recycle, whether it is a conservation project or project wildlife or forest or oceans that we're talking about, whether it is eco-friendly products such as any sustainable option that we are thinking about. The basic thing is creating education and awareness. All these 17 SDG goals are getting connected or interlinked to this SDG 4, that is creating an awareness and creating a knowledge part of it, promoting environmental knowledge among people, among all stakeholders, such that every single small action counts. And which area are we specializing? That's what the projects that we are working on. So coming to our projects of investing in planet Earth, our projects are worldwide when we talk about environmental conservation projects, and working with UNESCO very closely with renewable energy, that is transition of renewable energy sources like solar, wind power to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to promote sustainable living, reforestation and plant trees and restore forests to promote even biodiversity, mitigate change and support local communities. And also with wildlife conservation projects with endangered species and their habitats, with different conservation efforts, sustainable practices, conservation efforts and sustainable practices involved therein, such that what it amounts to, what it relates to is one other speaker who highlighted today is about the sustainable agriculture. I mean, Renuka ma'am highlighted it. Sustainable agriculture, implementing sustainable agriculture practices across the globe to reduce the chemical use and promote eco-friendly farming methods. This is one thing that we are also working for. With when it's the next question comes, how when the goods are produced, how do we do that? Then when talking about clean transportation, sustainable transportation by promoting green hydrogen or CNG vehicles or zero emission transportation modems that we are talking about to reduce pollution, to improve air quality, such that we are also working on waste reduction. When it comes to the waste reduction, what kind of recycling programs that we can work with, compositing, waste reduction initiatives to minimize waste and promote sustainability. Thereby, who is going to do it? Who is the doer? Ultimately, it's people. We are the one who are doing it. So again, with the education awareness program, promoting environmental education awareness through community events, workshops, and campaigns, with a focusing on the community development, with supporting local communities through sustainable development and projects, promoting the eco-friendly practices and improving livelihoods. Thereby, citizen sciences, which are like engaging citizens in scientific research and data collection to promote the environmental understanding and action. Thereby, we just summarize it with all the global initiatives that we are working on. So all these things, if I'm going to explain one after the other, it will take quite a long time. So what I plan to do is I just give you the link for my YouTube channel and also my LinkedIn, where everything is published, such that how we are doing it, we are collaborating with people with the local community. Say, for example, if you're talking about the water project that we are working, we are trying to, water treatment is happening throughout the globe, where our successful implementation has been started with Indonesia. From Indonesia, it went to China. From China, it has moved to Japan. From Japan, again, we are coming back to India, where in the local community, we are trying to clean the rivers which are there, such that we are working very closely with United Nations Sustainable Goals to support the SDGs, particularly the global number 13, that is climatic action, and goal number 14, that is life below water, to promote global sustainability and environmental protection, such that the global conservation efforts are being collaborated to make the global environmental challenges, to handle them, and to bring the change in the society. So if I've got, Anuradha, if I really have got time, I will go ahead with my videos. Otherwise, I will wind it up here, as you suggest.
Ma'am, it's already 7 minutes are over, ma'am. One more speaker is there. He's already on a
Doesn't
travel.
matter. I do respect it because, like we conduct the G20 session.
Why not you one video is it possible for another 3-4
minutes? Fine. I'll go ahead with sharing the screen. I will start with the presentation. Okay, this I can show. I will show the website so that it's clear. This is a recently that we have ventured into, very recently, that is last week. It's about ESG reporting and beyond. That is people who have been taking into, these days, what is very important is So many of them, almost every single person is involved in the sustainability and sustainability projects and everything. But where is the measure? The measure without measure is just a waste. So how do we measure it? That is, thereby this ESG governance come into hand, and thereby we just take over the whole authority of ESG reporting and beyond. We are focusing on how much sustainability has been taken into their projects and how well they are implementing it. And if there is any deficiency, if anything has to be worked on, we help them in exactly giving them the restoration and the remedial, such that we give them the recommendations. So when you give recommendation, you should have the authority to do the training as well. The next step is training. So we undertake the training such that we help the corporates and also education institutions like us, like schools, colleges, universities, anything and everything comes into this, in this ESG governance, and we take it forward as such. So this is one thing that I can show in for. The other one, if I think you're able to see.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the water project that we have been working with. It's with Hydrich company that we have associated with, that basically water quality improvement that where we have done with the help of the Luminate projects. I can go ahead with that so that easy for you. So the introduction of Hydrich Luminate with the eco-friendly water treatment technology. This is the technology that we have used in different parts of the globe. That is due to use of Hydrich. So you can see that it has been approved by FDA and IARC. And also, like, these are the projects that we have been working, and moving ahead, it helps in water treatment, it helps in hazard removal, as you can see, and the heavy metals, and also the radioactive materials, and also the feed additives which are involved in the water treatment. So the principle of water quality movement gets enhanced with the superior water treatment capacities. And also, what is to be done is, it asks how we implement it. I'll go to the these are the procedures that first the algae is removed and other things, and then the combinations of the water bed is with the specific gravity which is larger than the water. Those are being removed, and when we get implementation, like how would we implement? How it works is that we either make it in the form of a water treatment, which has to be implemented at the place. Otherwise, it can be as a chip block or even a powder, which is mixed and which is thrown into the sea or the ocean or the lake or the pond, such that the water gets, with a very minimal time, in the sense, like very minimal time in the sense, within a matter of 3 days, the whole pond is cleared, such that we have successfully done it in different places. Our credentials, these are our credentials, where we have done in Korea, Japan, and China already. These have been certified, and these places in Japan, the place was shut down. It was a resort. It was a tourist resort, which was shut down because of the algae and all the water contamination. Now it has been restored as a tourism center once again. So that's how the success of the water treatment plant which has been done. So these are just the few examples which we would like to show, exactly our papers which have been published as a patent, and also the papers which have been already approved by the concerned authorities. This is one thing that which I would like to show. So as you know, we work on the, can I stop sharing? Because I need to go on to the next topic. As this is about the land project that we are working, and also for the solar also we are working in different projects. That is again one other video which I can show. Otherwise, like moving further, like how to get it implemented, we get associated with almost all the education institutions across the globe. End of the day, if you actually see the future generation, the younger generation, they are the ones who are going to take the lead. So our mission is that to get all the youngsters involved in all these projects, so that they take the lead and they do they are involved in these projects. And we give them in the sense, in terms of incentives or in terms of jobs, everything, wherever it is possible. Sometimes they become entrepreneurs, where they have the pitch presentation. Sometimes they have so many discoveries and inventions that they've done. For all these things, we give them platforms such that they come and display, they come and manifest what they are doing. They do the demonstration. And when it comes to the pitch presentation, we need to connect them to the right investors. That also we are doing from our side, connecting them to the right investors, such that the projects are being acknowledged and also patronized by these investors, so that the youngsters get an opportunity to come onto the limelight, and they get the openness to work with on these projects. And also the final, last but not the least, If they are very capable, if they are very deserving, we also guide them for the UN citizenship in the sense UN membership, and also for the voluntary membership, so that in the longer run, this becomes a real accolade for them, for these youngsters who are working on these projects. So moving aside, like coming back to anything that you do, when you always give it back to your community, that has more value. So adding more value, recently we have joined with one other global Good Vision Seva Trust. What they are doing is they are patronizing women entrepreneurs across the globe. In the sense, so far we have patronized under Good Vision Seva Trust 20,000 women entrepreneurs who have started their life from the cottage industry, in the sense like weaving, or even clay modeling, anything that they do. And what is the problem is that they're all from the rural areas. Their problem is only the communication. This we have analyzed through the process, and now we have started working on language development for these entrepreneurs, such that when they have a bank account, they don't even know how to sign and how to write their name in English. That was the actual level of these people. So working with them in those levels, in the very ground level, we have educated them in English such that these 20 entrepreneurs are able to sign their names in English. That itself a big achievement for us, actually, to be very frank. And to read, if they're going to sign a check, they are able to read the number which is written there in the check. So those entrepreneurs are really coming up with their projects, and all these projects are right now in India. And slowly, we are planning to move to US, Singapore, and other parts of the globe as well. So these are few projects that we have been working on. Thank you. Thank you. You have been very kind enough, Dr. Anuradha, for giving me the time to just explain my projects. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am. We are looking forward for your that detailed session in the main event. We will be learning about all your projects, and thank you for the inspiring speech and explaining the role and importance of SDG 4 education in the sustainable living. We'll go ahead with the next and last speaker of this event, Mr. Deepak. This is our 7th speaker. He is going to talk about the Jargon tribal community and asset to Mother Earth. So a brief introduction about Mr. Deepak Kumar. Mr. Deepak Kumar is a professional corporate human resource specialist, founder chairperson of Smiles for Million Foundation, serving more than 3,000 plus children for SDG 4. He is a peace ambassador India and represented as a national speaker G20 Summit for India. He is a founder of Slums University 2030. He is a head global affairs and partnership at IGEN and volunteer coordinator for the lmglobal.org India. With over 7 years of experience leading impactful projects, Mr. Deepak has championed initiative focused on interfaith cooperation, social justice, education, and community empowerment. Academically, he holds a master's in business administration, in human resources management and marketing from Chandigarh University, and Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science and Government from Delhi University. During their academic journey, he actively participated in ISR, NSS, NCC, and Eco Club, and various United Nations related initiative, including volunteer role with the UN Convention to combat desertification and United Nations Academic Impact, UNI. So with that brief introduction, I invite Deepak to deliver his speech. Deepak, sir, are you there?
Hi, thank you very much. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank my mentor here, Dr. Birjan ma'am. And of course, Rania ma'am was also here. I didn't met anywhere, Rania ma'am, but of course, my mentor Birjan ma'am is here. And of course, thank you very much, IGEN team, who has been supporting for last 3 years. And it was the day one when we started. So now we have, with the IGEN, our collaboration has reached in more than 117 countries. I hope this is a great achievement for all of us. And the team IGEN is doing day and night, and the very practical exposure which IGEN, which the world has already seen. A lot of efforts, lot of things which has been kept by the IGEN team has given us the honor to introduce the real challenges of the world, that is environment, and the kind of things which is taking care by the IGEN team. So that is cannot be explained in words, but of course always in action. Thank you, Anuradha ma'am, and thank you entire team for giving me this opportunity. So my topic today is like the role of tribal community, and we are talking about all the I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, Deepak.
Okay. So of course we are talking about the global topic, that is environment. But I would like to tell you that the real environment, least they are still with us more than thousands of years, and of course in the state, one of the state in India, that is Jharkhand, where more than 500 people, they are still alive with the like assets of thousands of years ago. How the people, they were living in the forest, and they are not dependent on the government assets. They are totally dependent on how whatever the nature has given to us, and that is sustainable also. So I would like to share one picture, if it is possible here, that is directly through the Google, so that instead of words, it will be visible. So I have directly taken one segment of the Google. Let me share it. Okay, I think this is this I can share. Is this visible?
Yes, Deepak. It's visible.
Okay. Yes. So I can show you these are the people, and I'm inviting the entire world who is watching us through the IGEN, that how the tribal people still in India, they are keeping the nature alive right now. And when you will visit to them, they are already very much worshipping the tree and wind and the sunlight. And this is how I've just taken some of the pictures. I would like to take you some more places. So I want to show you, these are the real pictures which you can keep for your knowledge, and this also you can check this. So I want to take you, everyone who is coming to like if you are coming in the eastern part of India. So Jharkhand is a place where you will see before thousands year also how the men, means entire humanity, entire people were dependent on the nature. And the same can be seen, you can see the for the sustainable agriculture. And of course we have heard a lot of topics today on the sustainable agriculture also, but how they are sustaining their themselves. Even the government is not reaching, because they are in the middle of the tribe, means middle of the living in the middle of the jungle or the forest, but they are sustaining themselves. So there are so many topics which I will be covering in the the upcoming session of this IGEN, because in ENERGATHON 2025 is coming with great innovations and the action plan. So now coming back to my, I'm just stopping my screen right now. So these are the things which I want to highlight. So rather than going through all these more and more words, because I want to keep it very crisp and clear, that for last 4 years we are working in Jharkhand. So we are now I'm working on one of the small film also, that is Damodar Man, a man who has served his 20 years to save a river, Damodar. Although we have spent billions and trillions of rupees to save a river or ocean, as we were talking about SDG 14 and 15 also, but a single man devoted his life with the help of 10 to 15 people, and he has saved the heart of Jharkhand, that is Damodar River. So the film is totally based on that, and we have already scripted that, and we are also working on that also. So I'm welcoming each and everyone to the Jharkhand, where you will see how the people are still surviving, means they can see the nature has given each and everything. So I will be sharing more and more points in further session also. But right now, this is the right time to understand that we have development on the research, we have development on more and more topics, but do the people still exist who were existing 1000 years ago? Of course they do exist, and that Jharkhand is the real place, because they are totally dependent on the nature and they are preserving this ecosystem. Once again, thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and of course I will coming back with the more and more topics and updates on this. And again, I'm very much thankful to the action team of IGEN who is taking this forward and doing this all across the world. And now we have in 116 countries. Of course, by this year, we will be going in 120 plus countries as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Deepak. That is a very, very passionate actions you were talking about. I request our President, Dr. Ramesh, sir, to share a few words.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very nice, and it was a wonderful evening because partners played a very big role. Because of partners, we can able to do any action in the world. So it is very nice. My after go through this program, what I thought, we will have a session like 3 months once with the IGEN partner session like that. So I request the Anuradha ma'am to take over this. Every 3 months once, any one title, we can have the IGEN partner session, so that connectivity will be there continuously, which will be there. That will be good also. So you can take lead, ma'am. We can invite any 1 or 2 academic institution as the partner also. So that it will be good, ma'am. So because the what actually the only ENERGATHON and ENVIRONthon we all are connecting together. Instead of that, there is a continuity we can have. Maybe some more partners also will be able to come and join. That we can do. And on this occasion, I would like to invite all the partners to be the partners for IGEN ENVIRONthon also. That is, we are planning to schedule in the month of June or July. That is, you all know that related to Panchabhutas, water, with respect to 5 elements like that. Birjan ma'am, you can tell little bit about the UN Ocean Conference, so that some message on that, so that our viewers also can able to know.
Certainly. The first, actually, based on what you just proposed, every 3 months for the partners meeting, if I may, I'd like to propose you to consider for the UN Food Day, which is October 16. The summer is not the best time. I mean, everyone is traveling, the other commitments, and also September is the UN General Assembly, and we already have some prior commitment. Actually, you are part of it for the compulsory peace education with ICTs from kindergarten to 12K and beyond. So we will have that. We have an AI session and also GA session. So, but the most important thing is, this is wonderful, and it's around for the IGEN 24, ENERGATHON 2025. But anything like every other 3 months or every other 4 months, if you choose like one of the UN days, as you do Earth Day, so that then we can focus and come up with some specific ideas or speech or presentation in that line. For the Ocean Day, this year is it's a little bit delaying in terms of the for instance, not only ours, none of the side events, both off-site, on-site, and online, are not on the UN website yet. So actually we are ready. We have everything, but in terms of the confirmed speakers, member states, but I am waiting to be posted in the UN website so we can formally announce it. Actually, UN suggested us to resubmit it for a virtual event. They said your project is very much in line. Actually, is it also SDG 14 target one, which I indicated in my presentation. It is there are several targets. One of them is sustaining marine and protecting the marine and lives and biodiversity in the ocean. As also Mr. Kumar said, I didn't want to get in so much in our concept because our keynote speaker will bring up those. But indeed, the fear is the plastic, once plastic enter water sources and the ocean, it kills not only the fish and anything and everything in the ocean, any bacteria, any biodiversity in the ocean. So, and then we may not have, even maybe earlier to 2050, people think it's, it is maybe I may not be even alive. But we should consider each and everyone is already considered not the time frame that we are alive. We need to carry on. We need to remove all the hazards, all the threat for our children, for the future generation, for the sustainability of the ecosystem, sustainability of the earth. That's really what it means, Ocean Conference. And there were and there are several ocean forums and conferences by different entities and by different ocean-related organizations. However, this is the really third time UN Ocean Conference, and there are 5 thematic themes, and we choose, of course, the one in relation with the not plastic alone, but how it can be recycled multiple times, and not also only just recycling alone, how it could serve, be beneficial to the local communities. They can be empowered through recycling and remanufacturing process. Then it needs a legal framework. It needs an international treaty. Perhaps the UN plastic treaty is going to serve to that. So it's really very tricky. It is in between what Mr. Kumar said, what is our topic. It is like it has to be harvested or captured, grabbed before it's getting reached to any water resources and ocean. Then it will say both earth, land, and the ocean. And one thing I'm a little bit not, maybe it needs to be more discussion, more detail about the, yes, we are responsible, but the production companies are not responsible what they put out. And then also, again, it turns out we need anything and everything at the UN. We need the needed policies and education. Education is also perhaps we're going to add and develop starting from the kindergarten. The production, I mean, even if you just pick up the recycle, but then where it's going to end up, it's going to be dumped in a land, or it's going to then it's going to end up in one way or another in our water resources. And if it's burned, then it's going to pollute the atmosphere. So it is all interconnected. So our project is a small scale, but I think important one. And we also need to request from our policymakers to support the needed policies, because some governments, some people, some organizations, some systems only do good things if it's a policy, it's the law. Otherwise, no one really takes, or I should not say no one, but majority or general public don't pay much attention, and media also needs to be kind of encourage or maybe advertise so to promote this subject. More will be shared, but maybe this is also open invitation if within anyone you haven't responded to me, Professor Ramesh. Are you coming to NIS France for the
Yes,
conference?
no, I will text you, ma'am.
You did? You will?
No, actually, what is the thing is, yesterday I attended the visa interview, the United Nations that STG conference. which is going to scheduled in the month of 25, 26, 27, 28 in Denmark. I was selected there and I attended. Our college is sponsoring. Maybe another some 10 days waiting for visa. Once it is okay, then I am traveling there for some 10 days plan to Denmark and Alabag University like that. So that is the challenge, ma'am. Actually, our this France conference also coming immediately, June first week like that, second week. That is the.
It's
That is
overlapping? Is it overlapping?
no, not overlapping, but immediately within because again how I can able to ask to the our I need to ask to the management for support like that. That is the thing. Anyway, I will text you, ma'am, about the.
Okay, the idea is maybe I will also open the invitation
Yes, yes.
to the partners of the IGEN. We have quota. Each organization, especially accredited organization, could register up to 5. And we had one from Costa Rica, and she has assigned with another UN conference. And we have one board member, she's working on it. So we still have a quota if any of them, but of course everyone has to cover his or her own travel accommodations. But the visa, in reference to visa, most of you are aware how the UN works.
Yes,
So
what we
first
will.
registration, once the registration approved, it helps for the visa. Also, this conference, France requires another form. So I think anyone needs to apply to visa, they need to those two approval letter, both from the UN and then from the French government. Therefore, it will speed up the conference because conference is, less than a month now.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, anyway, I will check it, ma'am. I will check it with our IGEN directors, IGEN cluster heads also. So those who are willing, then we can able to nominate one, ma'am.
Okay, then
Tomorrow afternoon, I will tell, ma'am.
Okay, I will wait until Monday then. Then I will have to file because I don't want to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Tomorrow, ma'am. Tomorrow, maybe. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, on this occasion, I would like to give another happy news. IGEN ENERGATHON Awards is announced. 2025 from this year, what we thought is we will announce the award, and it was announced yesterday. Today is the last date for nomination. We had received 75 nominations that Dr. Beno is taking care of that. On this occasion, I would like to invite all the partners. We are planning to get one award representation from the partners also. So you will consolidate and give one nomination directly. There is, so we will not review them because the partners is giving. We will directly announce them for the awards. We will send the invitation to you. We had a category in that. So there is a 3 categories.
It's surprise always.
Yes, ma'am. So you can directly nominate, and so that we can 7 partners. We can give 7 awards in the end of the.
And 7 is my lucky number and my favorite
Yes.
number.
Number, Anuradha ma'am, because you are coordinating, you can coordinate for these awards also, ma'am, to talk to all the partners and get the nomination, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sure.
I will officially post in the new group so that we can.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. You can proceed with the next.
I invite, thank you, sir. Thank you for all the good news. And I invite Sangeeta ma'am for the concluding remarks and vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. And our first speaker, Ms. Birjan Anwar, founder of Light Millennium USA. So she has highlighted the need for creative solutions in protecting marine life and terrestrial ecosystems. So in respect to SDG 14 and 15. So followed by our next speaker, Dr. Renuka, founder of Global Sustainable Futures. She presented the form Carbon Africa Initiative, which promoting like agriculture through regenerative natural based practices. So this program empowers smallholder farms with the market driven carbon opportunities to achieve climate and livelihood goals. And next speaker, Dr. P.S. Kumar, Group CEO and Executive Director, Prithvi Grocare Private Limited. He emphasizes the importance of reducing the plastic consumption and reusing materials as the foundation step for recycling. So next speaker, Ms. Rania, global educator and system instructor. She highlighted the need for aligning the UN energy policies with the principle of climate justice, ensuring the equitable access to sustainable energy solutions. Followed by our next speaker, Dr. Ramu Dakshinamurthy, founder of Sustainable Development Council. He highlighted the addressing the environmental crisis through the lens of sustainable development, human rights, and blue economy. And our next speaker, Dr. Srividya Sugukumaran, Executive Director of Edugate Global UAE. She emphasized the importance of sustainable water management, highlighting the role of water treatment plants in ensuring environmental protection and public health. And the next speaker, Mr. Deepak Kumar, Project Director of Smile 4 million. He emphasizes the need for recognize, respect, and how to integrate the knowledge system in global environmental conservative efforts. So we thank all the partners on behalf of the team. I would like to take a moment to thank all the partners for sharing their time. And I also thank Ramesh sir and IGEN directors for their support, and Anuradha ma'am for her guidance. And special thanks to our dedicated student volunteers, Niranjan, Davis, and other members of the team. So for making this everything a smooth success. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We all will see you on the program, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. See you next
Thank
week.
you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Bye.
Yeah, next
Bye.
week.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Srividya ma'am. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye. Davis is there, huh? சரி அவனுக்கு பை சொல்லிடுங்க. தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் எவ்ரிதிங்.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
பாய்மா, பாய்.